this game, and it's really a really long game. I mean, it's good. It's right now occupying a space that is a comfort game for me. So being able to play it and keep coming back to it and all that is a real bonus. But yeah, I mean, I got like 5 different story arcs going. All the DLC is still happening. I haven't touched it yet. I'm level 52 right now. Once you hit level 50, you unlock alternate advancement. So you're not even putting points in the tree anymore unless you want to. You open up a whole different thing, and you level that way. It's crazy.
Hmm. And do you
Um,
I mean, and you haven't done any of the DLC stuff that's been out, right? You haven't done any of that stuff, the newer stuff.
no, I haven't gotten to it. I'm at 138 hours played.
Yeah, I'm somewhere near that too. And what's funny is you can get. Oh, I forgot to tell you. You know how I went and cheated and got a bunch of free XP and gold by accident?
Yeah.
By accident. I kind of knew what I was getting into, but I didn't think it would do it. Anyway, if you do the scaling thing, it worked out fine. Like everything was bumped up to level 34 from where it was at 27 or whatever. And when I go to those areas and stuff, immediately all the gear I got were upgrades to everything I had.
Oh, awesome.
So it turned out to be not a problem at all. But it basically just shoved everything forward experience wise, but I'm still getting good equivalents at the level I'm at. So I'm getting level 34 gear that there are upgrades or that it's meaningful for my character right now. So that worked out. Not too bad. Well,
Yeah.
good. Well, we'll just you and I will keep picking at that thing until the scab comes off. And
Yeah, I don't know if it ever does, but we'll find it. We'll find the end.
I mean, you make a good point about the feeling that it never ends. I wonder if that is part of the reason they skipped a year. Reportedly, if this thing really is about Vikings next time around, that's just a whole new place. It's a lot. It's a very different effort than say Origins was to Odyssey. So I feel like they need it for that, but also maybe it's possible this game was so front loaded with content that they knew people would be playing it off and on for 2 years and not running out of things to do. So
Yeah,
I
that
don't
could
know,
be.
possibly.
It's huge. I even got to the top of you know how they have the other mercenaries,
Yeah.
and it's like ranks. I hit the rank 1, like the top ranked mercenary in the game, and it turns out there's S ranks beyond it. Like everything in that game goes longer than longer than you even think. So
That's crazy.
uh, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to keep playing it. So I'm fine with it going as long as it is, but it will certainly take up the hours. That's for sure.
Yeah, thing's a beast. All right. Also, you played WoW, the new patch 8.2. I've also been doing that. Your take? How you feeling there?
I sort of played it. I got in and I went and I watched a really amazing cutscene. It was very cool. And then I arrived in a really neat looking zone and I talked to some people and there was a lot of cool stuff happening around me. And then I got to the part where they said, "All right, go kill some stuff." And I went, "Yeah, but what if I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey instead?" And I bounced out of it. And I don't know. Everything about this patch looks great. It looks amazing. It looks intriguing, and it looks interesting. It just, as soon as it got to the game, it dropped me. I lost interest and said, I'm gonna go play something else for a while.
I know why. It's because you and I are being. And by the way, I'm having a similar experience. I'm going to push through what I can before the instance on Friday, but I may have similar comments then. But it's just more and more I'm realizing this. Despite it all, new amazing zones, new content to get through, new story bits, you're still just being handed a plate of the same plate you've gotten for every second phase patch in every expansion you've ever played. Like, You're just, here's more of this, and it just so happens that this is 14, 15 years old. So it's starting to be less, like, because you've got this very mechanically compelling thing waiting for you over there in Odyssey, and you're being asked to do this thing that you've been doing for 15 years. I think that is a normal reaction. And I don't think it makes us bad WoW players. I don't think it makes us bad gamers. I think it makes us normal human beings when repetition and muscle memory sometimes isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. Bo, says here you got drunk with other Witchers in Witcher 3. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, have you guys played through this part?
No.
I think, yeah, I
It's
did.
a main
Oh, yeah, I
campaign
did.
quest.
Yeah.
At Kaer Morhaine.
Oh, maybe I did.
Yeah. You go back to the castle, or the Witcher house. The Witcher house. And the game's just good. So there's a part where you start drinking with all of your other Witchers, and you at any time could say, "Let's go to bed. We have a busy day tomorrow," which might have been what you did. I think different players would have gotten different experiences from it. But anyways, I got what's her face? Yennefer was all like, "Don't stay up late. We have a busy day tomorrow." You're like, "Yeah, okay." And then you can optionally just continue to kill time and get more and more drunk. And it's possible to get so drunk, and this is spoilers for anyone who hasn't played Witcher 3. It's like 3-year-old game, so I'm probably fine. But if you can get so drunk in that game that you all feel like it's a good idea to go into Yennefer's room, dress up in her clothes, and then prank call other mages with her megascope.
What?
Which is what I ended up doing.
I didn't do this. This sounds crazy.
We're all dressed up in Yennefer's clothes, and we prank call some elf wizard who's like, "What? Who is this?" It's so great.
Are you kidding me? That sounds insane. I did not do this.
And then she walks in on you guys, and you're all like, "Oh!" And she's like, "Get the F to bed." And then when you wake up to do the quest the next day, you wake up in your dirty underwear. And I did the whole thing in my underwear because I'm like, I'm not getting dressed.
What the heck, man? None of this. I didn't know about any of this. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, you have to, you have to ignore the advice about going to bed because it's gonna. And the next day wasn't that hard. It isn't much for you to do. So.
Right. Wow.
Anyways, it's pretty good.
That's amazing. All right. Well, I didn't know you were back into The Witcher 3.
Yeah, I'm still playing through it. I'm like you guys with Odyssey. I'm 124 hours in, and I feel like I'm nowhere near finishing the game.
Yeah, that's another game that just went on for thousands of miles in any direction.
Yeah.
And we get a lot for our money now in games, if you think about it. RPGs in particular. Like, that's just crazy. When we're all going to spend $59. Maybe we'll get extras if we decide to, but we'll spend a minimum of $59 for Cyberpunk, and then we're going to play that for 300 hours. And if you think about the exchange rate on that 59, it's shocking to me that video games don't cost more money these days. I don't get it.
And I bought Witcher on sale too, like the whole bundle deal years after the fact.
Yeah. And I'm not I'm not saying we should up the price just for people, I'm not saying I'm pro, like I want to still spend 60 or less, but I'm surprised the industry can handle it.
We get a lot of value for our money. Like if you play a game for a long period of time, like 124 hours, divide 60 by 124 hours, that's your cost per hour.
That's true.
It's not that bad.
It's real good. Speaking of real good, I got a phone call. No, I don't. I have an email. Check this out. We're getting everyone excited about a phone call, but it's not happening. It's an email from a listener, and they sent it by clicking the contact link at frogpants.com/core, which you can do, or you can leave us voicemails, 801-471-0462. Somebody named Grifter P wrote in. Dear Core people, I love this format. Thank you so much for staying with us in this way after Heroes receded. That's a good way of putting it. The game just receded a little. That's all.
Yeah.
He says, what's it going to take to get you guys to stream 3v3 Rocket League again? I loved it back when you guys were playing that. Grifter P.
That's true. Rocket League's super fun.
Dude, I'd do that in a heartbeat. I loved playing that game with you guys, in particular with you guys. I remember, too, one of the amazing things about it was John and I were rocking controllers and Bo was playing on a mouse and keyboard, which I still can't even imagine what that's like. But you were, like, competitive with it. And that's back in the early Bo days, and I remember being so impressed by that. And I was like, no wonder he's good at Heroes. He's good at everything. Mouse and keyboard this shit. He's insane.
Yeah, mouse and keyboard's good.
Yeah.
Just fine. I don't know. It works really well in that game. But yes, we should be more games like Duck Game and stuff like that. We should try and find something on that level to play.
Duck Game, dude. Duck Game was so good.
Well, it's not necessarily extremely relevant to people that are just listening in podcast format, but for people who are here live with us when we record this, is typically after the show we do post Heroes of the Storm games with Kyle and Kristen. And, unfortunately for us, but it's good news for them. Kristen is going to take a little extra time to get some extra rest because of the baby on the way and all of that. So we actually will not be playing the post-show hero games with them, and maybe we can use the time to change some things up and try some other stuff.
Yeah, I am all in on that. If you guys are, that sounds like a great time. So we'll squeeze some extra stuff in, and Rocket League could absolutely be a part of that. We all own it. So is that game free to play yet? No.
No, but we all own it.
Oh, yeah. How do we? Does it make us mad though that it's now owned by Epic and Epic's moving it to the Epic Store? Did you hear about that?
It's aggravating.
There's a sound clip for you.
Yeah, I should go capture that.
It's aggravating.
It's aggravating.
But ultimately, it's fine. Actually, on that front, we didn't bring it up, but Tom Sweeney was out. There's some articles reporting about him defending his position a little further, and they were pretty. I don't know. I found them very convincing, or at least good tweets on their perspective. I still fundamentally don't like what they're doing, but what he was pointing out was that there were a lot of second tier storefronts have all tried to compete with Steam in various forms and have not been able to defeat the incumbent. Again, earlier in the show, I talked about incumbents. I was just like, you can't beat World of Warcraft. Like, we get to the state where they're basically unbeatable if they're keeping their product relevant. Fortnite is, Apex was supposed to defeat it. They were the chosen one, but instead they went Anakin. And I just think that that's probably the position with Steam, and Epic's just trying they're saying that the only thing that's proven to actually change sales figures are the exclusives. Yeah. So I expect them to continue doing exclusives. I just don't want them to have pre-order pages on Steam when they do it. I think that's just what I think is the bad thing. So if they can get these companies before they sign up with Steam and make them pre-orders, I think that's completely fine.
Sure.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, all right. Look at that. We got more.
I never said I hate Epic either. There's a meme going around with me saying, "Hey, I hate Epic." I don't like the store and I don't like what they've done, but their engine's pretty cool and they've made cool games. So that's not
sure. And they now
I just don't want to be the face of Epic hate. I'm gonna show up on some video somewhere.
they now
really, it's not what I want.
They own now they own Rocket League. So now you got that, and arguably the most sustainable esport, in my opinion. One of them. I think all of them have shorter tails than I think Rocket League could go on forever. And I think this is a bold prediction, and maybe it's one of these, but I think that Ubisoft thing they put out the demo for that's now off Uplay, but it'll come back when it's done. What was it called? Something skate, cyber super skater. Shoot the ball, skate and die. I don't know what it's called. Whatever the name was.
Okay. Yep.
Roller. Roller.
Skate and die.
Is it roller something? Roller something.
Roller ball.
Roller.
Blade.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Roller blasters. Chat room. What's it called?
Blaster Master.
No, they showed it on stage and they said, "And you can go download it now," and I did, and it's called. Hold on, jeez. Okay, Roller.
Ubisoft made this?
Ubisoft, yeah.
Roller Champions.
Roller Champions. That game's fun. I really liked it in the way that Rocket League is. It's not exactly the same as Rocket League, but it's definitely in that vein. It's cool, man. Game is cool.
All right, I like the look of it.
I played it like 3 days. And it's totally in that vein of like, go around the thing, get the ball in the thing, careful not to get tackled, pass it to your teammates. This is super intense. Oh my gosh, we're up by 1. Like, all that stuff's in there. It's great.
Yeah, it really looks like Rocket League too, in a way.
Yeah, in some ways it's like future sport no matter what. It's sort of that, but it's the take is different enough. I think it could be its own thing. Like, it's not just a flat field with 2 goals on the side. It's this circular oval, and you need to make laps in order to earn enough points when you take the shot, and the shots are kind of hard, and I don't know, it's cool. And you can tackle and get the ball back a lot, and it's real scrappy. I think it's cool. I think that game's going to be good. At least I hope so. It seemed all right. Thanks, Grifter P, and thanks everybody who sends us emails. Again, you can go over to frogpants.com/core and get right to where you would send us a message, and we'd be happy to read it on the show. Also, send us those voicemails, 801-471-0462. And voicemails. I already did that. Sorry. I have so much shit going on. I'm losing my mind. I'm just trying to make sure nothing crashes or goes weird. Is everything... You guys can hear us? Okay. Chat room's good. You guys can hear me. Everything's fine. Patreon.com/core show. That's where you go to support the show. That's where you're like, man, these guys with their crash today, they're the best. I want to give them a little money. Head on over there and do that. Patreon.com/core show. And follow us on Twitter, CorePod, John_Jagger, Scott Johnson, and Bo Schwartz. That's going to do it for us. For me, for Bo, for John. Do we have music usually? Yeah, I have this. I'm losing my mind today. You know what? I got to tell you a funny story before we leave. This just shows you the kind of brain set I have today. I had three packages to prepare to send to all the co-hosts of FilmSack. Okay? Stacks of movies people have donated to us. Cheesy movies you can't stream anywhere. So I had 3 stacks out. Kim was going to do it for me. So I let her know via text, hey, I'm laying these out and I'll let you know. I'm going to put a note on each one for who it goes to. So I made little Post-it notes and I wrote Randy Jordan and I put it on his pile. And then I took another Post-it note and in my head wrote Brian Dunaway. But actually what I wrote was Randy Jordan. And I put it on that pile. And then I got to the third one that should say Brian Dunaway. And in my head, I did. But I wrote, you guessed it, Randy Jordan, and put it on top of there. So there are 3 stacks. And they all say to Randy Jordan on them. And my wife comes down while I'm recording Current Geek or something and looks at me like I am insane. And I said, I know, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. So that's where I've been lately. You'll have to forgive me. I'll stop eating these beef sticks that are mixed with ostrich meat. Look at those.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You realized you made an error and you didn't correct the error?
No. Oh, no, I did after. Like she was...
Oh, okay.
I was on the air, so I couldn't do anything, but I said, oh, no, that one's for Dunaway. That one's for... Yeah, but obvious. And like in my head, I'm thinking, how obvious is that? But she's like, well, you wrote Randy on all 3 of these. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Sign of age. Something's going on. Anyway.
That's hilarious.
Thanks for listening, everybody. For me, for Bo, for John... For all of you, we'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com. I forgot to play.
That's a good question.
For emails. I keep forgetting.
That's a good question.
Gosh dang it.
It was an off day.